live, go live. We are going live. Ooh, ooh, we're going live. Oh yeah, we're going live. Yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have an announcement. Yes.
This was what was wrong with me last week. I had no idea.
Ah, bless.
It was morning sickness and I gave birth to an orangutan. There we go.
We should tell his story later on, shouldn't we?
I know, isn't he fabulous?
Yes.
Isn't he gorgeous? He does actually look very, very lifelike.
Does, doesn't he? Excellent.
Really
Lovely.
lifelike.
So, hello.
Hello.
Today we are talking about what happened when Liz had her test for COVID. Oh, she got COVID. Were we barred from Tesco? Are we not allowed outside anymore? What happened with the test results? How on earth were the army involved? And of course, we have an update, as usual, on the exciting development about our plans to move to Spain. So stick around to the very end and you'll hear all of the news and see some photos of the sort of places we will be looking for when we can manage to travel. So a bit of interior design for you. Plus some... I don't know why I went...
I've been watching too much Queer Eye, I think.
Queer Eye, that's what it was. Plus, of course, we've got keto and fasting updates. And as always, we will have a song at the end just for you. All the way back from 1925. And, a ding in advance.
Dinging too early.
That's a reminder for me to get the guitar out for this bit here. Ba da 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 da.
That's a gentle one today.
Welcome to the Liz and Skatz channel live stream.
Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us, all of you.
Indeed. Yeah, so last week you were ill.
Yeah.
It was obvious, wasn't it? I don't think either of us were very well. I was just getting symptoms, so we were a bit worried. So what did we do?
Well, as you're supposed to. I mean, it'd been going on for about a week, hadn't it, before that? And, you know, certainly the weekend before last. And I was getting a bit fed up with the fact that I was feeling unwell. And it didn't seem like it was COVID. But then somebody... what am I trying to say? Dear.
Somebody told you that it might be?
Yeah, I didn't. But it's
somebody from the UK, wasn't it?
Well, somebody said that some of the symptoms could be the new variant, and I was a bit wary and worried, and so I decided to give the old GP a bit of a ring. Hi, Thomas. Good to see you.
Hi, Thomas.
So I did. I tried ringing the doctor, and I didn't get to speak to him until the day after that, and he said, I'm going to send you off for a COVID test. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Which involves us getting in the car and driving for an hour and 15 minutes each way.
Yes, to Tralee.
To the home county, or to the county town of Kerry. And so it was a bit of a nightmare, really, wasn't it? Because we ended up...
The appointment came through on the same day, didn't it?
The appointment came through on the same day. I got a text. I was like, flipping heck, okay. It's like I've got...
We were about to go for a walk.
I know, yeah. We were about
to
head off and... Well, you were. I was going to just lie there and under a duvet and watch some telly. But I had to stir me stumps and get up off the couch and...
It's a good expression, I like that.
Stir me stumps, yeah. And so I had to end up going all the way into Tralee with Skatz, drove me, bless him, and get the test, and which was not very pleasant. But you know, that's just.
And guess where we had to go?
We had to go to the army barracks. In Tralee.
So you drive in through the little gates, and then you go in, and there's a big line of cars. Yeah. Troops standing around, and
armed troops as well.
And I just thought, well, it was like watching Outbreak, the film or something.
Yeah, it was. It was really like that. I was expecting a tank or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I said, this stuff just got real. And So, and you were getting quite nervous, weren't you? Because they told you what the test was going to be. It was going to be the back of the throat and up the nose.
Yeah, well, I'm okay with the back of the throat because that's fine. I've had loads of people messing with my throat over the years because I've had throat infections and things like that, being a singer and all that sort of thing. So that was fine. But going up the nose with the stick was a bit like, oh yeah.
And it wasn't like a cotton bud, it was a real thin,
It was
sharp-ended thing, wasn't it?
Plastic stick, yeah. And first they put it in your throat, and then they put it up your nose.
Yeah.
It's the same one. And they don't just put it up your nose. It's sort of like, I'm going to put this in your brain if I can. But at least they give you, it's 10 seconds up the nose. And yeah, so it was a bit...
Yeah, and she didn't say that in advance. She put it up there, and she said, another 6 seconds.
You're doing really well.
Doing really well.
After about 4 seconds, and then she said, you've got 6 seconds left, and she counted me down, which actually that helped, and then it was fine.
Yeah.
So, and then she said, you'll hear within 72 hours.
They were lovely nurses, weren't they?
They were great.
There was only one that we talked to.
Yeah, but they were fantastic.
A big shout out to all the nurses doing all of this work. It's tough, isn't it?
The woman that took my test was an occupational therapist. She's not a general nurse, doesn't work in a hospital. She's an occupational therapist, which means that she's going round to people's houses all the time. And so, it's something completely different for her. And she's on the front line all day, every day, dressed in full on the regalia, full PPE. And so, yeah, it was a bit like...
Yeah. Yeah, and we were inside this tent. It was a drive-through.
Yeah, drive-through. It was a drive-in COVID test.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was, and I got 4 of these tents, and everybody was there, and everybody was in their cars, and yeah it was very...
And all waving you through properly. Come through.
It was a very well-oiled machine, I have to say. So it was very, very good.
Hello, Kate. Kate and Heather are both in the house tonight.
We love you.
Yeah. So yeah, we were told to go straight home, and we'd been talking in the car. Yeah. And I'd written this down in my little diary that we'd said we wanted to go to Tesco, the big Tesco, because it's a lot cheaper than our local supermarket. But we were feeling like this is a bit of a moral dilemma. We don't know whether we should or not. And the nurse said, right, drive straight home now and have a cup of tea. And you've got a long way to drive, haven't you? And we both said, yes, of course, we'll drive straight home. And then we drove away and said, we've got to go to Tesco, haven't we? Because there were things that we
running
needed.
Out of food, and I was a bit nervous, and we were extra careful when we were in the shop, and even more so than we would normally be.
Yeah, we just sprayed ourselves all over and slathered all the stuff.
There was nobody in there anyway, so it was like,
Yeah.
But anyway.
So, and then the following day.
The following day, I got a text message saying COVID-19 not detected.
No.
So
they didn't detect it.
So that's really, really good news. And so I was really pleased. But, of course, this then made us think, well, we're sick. And yet we've been really careful. We've been isolating, basically.
Hardly seen anybody.
Hardly go out. We've not been round to anybody's houses. We've not gone to any... We've not done anything other than just going to a shop or two. And always with masks on, and always doing the hand sanitizers, and
it's
on
been
the
a while.
way in and on the way out. And
it's been a while since Oscar, our son, went back to university as well.
He went back.
It couldn't have been from him.
No, because he went back at the end of December. So, I mean, it had been at least 3 weeks, nearly 3 weeks since he's gone home, more than that. So, it's... we were kind
where
of
did
like...
we get it come from?
Where the hell did we get it
from?
come
Did it come in
from?
on a letter via the postman or whoever else handled the letter?
Or was it just handling money, or was it just...
Yeah, because we have to pick up our money from the post office every week because...
I mean, they're really careful in there, and we were just like, where on earth did we get this from? So it just kind of made us think, blimey O'Reilly, this is... If we can get a cold and we're not going out and we've got face masks on and all this, then... that's how easy it is to catch a cold, and that's a viral infection. So this is really, really serious. So it was a huge wake-up call. I now completely regret going to Tesco, obviously.
I found myself wondering, which is, I know it's really silly, but I found myself thinking, well, wouldn't it be better if we'd actually had it and had a mild case of it, so at least there's a chance of being immune. We'd have some of the white blood cells kicking into action, and we'd have some immunity. But of course, you might, even with a mild case, you might get long-term effects of long COVID, and the effects of that are, they can be quite serious. They can be scary too, and it can get worse over time. Once it can be mild for 2 or 3 weeks and then get worse.
We've heard of people who've got real problems because of long COVID. So
best to be clear, isn't it?
Yeah. So thankfully, I'm okay.
Yay.
I'm still not 100%, whatever this thing was. Obviously not the flu, because if you've got the flu, then you cannot get out of bed.
Yes, the real flu.
The real flu, you can't get out of bed.
No. If you've got flu-like symptoms and you're still walking around, or even just get up out of bed and having a duvet day, it's not flu.
Flu
you
drives
can't.
me crazy.
Flu,
say,
if you got
I've
out of bed, you'd go up like that.
I meet people, all the time, and they're saying, "Oh, I've got the flu," and I'm like, "Well, what are you doing out of bed then? How do you manage that?" Drives me mad.
Did you manage to pick your head up off the pillow?
Drives me mad.
So yeah,
I've had the real flu twice in my life, and it was absolutely horrible. Horrible. I could not even. It was like I was crawling on my hands and knees to go to the bathroom to go for a wee.
Yeah,
that's the real flu. So yeah,
I don't think I've ever had it. I've had some really, really, really bad colds, but still,
Yeah, I managed to get up. If you can get up and out of bed and come downstairs and lie on the sofa, you've got a bad cold. Yeah. So I think that's what we've had.
Yeah. So we've recovered a bit physically.
Yeah, I'm still coughing a bit. And,
and I've still got this rough throat. I've had this rough throat all year.
Well,
I don't know what that is.
Oscar's nursing friend thinks that Oscar had COVID because he lost his sense of smell at the beginning of last year and had a cough and a cold. I had a cough for about 6 weeks and you weren't well either. Yeah. So there's a chance we might have had it. But of course, if that's the case, then we're not immune anymore. So because it's too late.
Yeah, we'll have lost that.
Anyway. We'll have lost that immunity by now. Yeah.
So
take care, everybody.
Yes, take care out there.
Look after yourselves. Blimey, this thing is scary, man.
Mm-hmm. Have any of you had any symptoms? Put a comment in the comments or on the chat box at the side there. And
don't be afraid for going for a test. You get to meet the bravest people out there right now when you do, because those people, they need more than a clap. Let's put it like that.
And we told the nurse.
Yeah, we did. We made a point of it because we're very quick to complain about things, but we're not very quick to say thank you or anything like that. So I think we should.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big clap to them. So let's get on to Spain.
Yeah.
La 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 la. No, that's kind of more Mexico, isn't it? Who's that?
Hey.
Skilling Soul. Hello,
hi, my
matey.
darling.
Good news. Good news being negative.
Yeah.
The only time it's positive to be negative about something. Good point.
Absolutely right, my love. Yes, absolutely right.
Good. So yes, good, Spain. News about Spain. So just to remind you, we're not going till at least September.
That'll be the earliest
fingers
we go.
and everything else crossed.
Ooh,
because word might get around that we're out of here. But no, I mean we can't even travel at the moment. So and it's going to take a while to organise this. So don't imagine that we're gone. There's still time.
And we are taking you with us. So we will be doing vlogs when we're moving and vlogs when we're packing, and it's all going to start happening fairly soon. Of course, obviously at the moment, nothing is happening.
Yeah.
And this is the reason why.
Except for the research.
Yeah.
So the latest news on the visas, we actually got 3 emails in the course of 24 hours.
Fairly quickly, didn't we? Yeah.
There was a kind of the confirmation of the callback first that we were going to get from a company called Upsticks.
Yeah.
Upsticks.es, who are based in Spain. They're English speaking. They have the guy who's in charge of the company and set it up has had the company for 10 years, but it was another 18 years before that when he moved into Spain from the UK. And he's been helping people ever since through all of the gargantuan amounts of bureaucracy that you have to go through. And it's obviously even worse now.
It was bad before.
For anybody with a UK passport.
It was bad before, but I think now it's just it's just crazy.
So that was the confirmation of the callback that we're going to get. You click a button and fill in a form on the online.
So we're going to get 15 minutes with that guy,
just
talking to him just to do an evaluation of our situation, and hopefully he'll have some answers for us about how he can help or not.
Yes.
So that's the first thing.
And in the meantime, you got a reply from our member of the European Parliament.
Yes, I spoke to Grace O'Sullivan and via email, or her associate anyway, and we were thinking that because we'd lived in Ireland, we've lived in Ireland for over 7 years now, nearly 7.5 years, and we were thinking that that might stand us in good stead as kind of residents of an EU country for that length of time, paying taxes and being self-employed, and then that might help us move, but it doesn't look like that's the case.
No, so
and the reason is because there is a special dispensation for Brits living in Ireland and vice versa, always has been, and that seems to be making it completely. We're not residents as such. We are Brits living in Ireland.
Well, long-term residents, but
Yeah.
we're not citizens.
No, and
Unfortunately,
we're not going to be citizens.
No, I'd love to be an
So,
Irish citizen. That
me
would have
too.
really helped if I'd
Yeah.
applied for it, a year before.
Yeah,
Then this would be a lot easier,
Yeah.
because even if there was just one of us, you'd have automatically got
that's
passed
right.
on the
It would have
same.
helped us
You'd have
no
got a buy.
end. Yeah, it would have helped us no end. So,
And
but
then I
there we
got an email from Europe Direct, which is the official website of the European Union. So an official confirmed it, that long-term residency anyway, even if we had this long-term residency card that you can get, if for example I was from somewhere outside Europe who moved into Ireland, I would after 5 years be entitled to a long-term residency card, but it doesn't entitle you to freedom of movement.
Yeah.
In another EU country. You still have to apply with a visa anyway. So they confirmed that and said you have to go through the visa channel. So there we go. We know now.
Yeah. So
And-
it is going to be the gargantuan bureaucracy hoops that we have to jump through. I was telling my mum some of the things that we have to do today when I rang her to see if she was 6 foot under a torrential rain. She's fine. But she was absolutely horrified when I told her what we'd have to do,
Yeah.
because it's very confusing. We're not going to bore you with it right now, but suffice it to say is that we need to have a residence first before we can get the visa, but the visa you have to have 3 months before we move out, and it's like...
Yes. Sorry about the background
Excuse
hiss.
the hail.
That's the hail. Yeah.
It's hailing like a good one here at the moment.
It
so
started.
yeah, it's Kerry snow. It's the hail.
Yes. Skellig Soul. Are you
So-
over in? Are you in town or are you over in Kells? I bet it's
Oh,
bad wherever you are.
yeah.
It's chucking it down here.
Yeah.
Anyway,
By
so
the way, Skellig Soul, go onto his
yes,
plug for Skellig Soul. Fantastic things, all sorts of wonderful ethnic clothing, really good little musical instruments, and also things like joss sticks. And he also makes. I'm going to go and fetch it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and fetch it. You carry on.
While you do that, Seamus, put your details in the comments below.
Yeah.
For everybody, even if you don't do it now, do it afterwards in the comments or in the chat, and we'll transfer it into somewhere so that it's a good plug. We'll put you on the screen next week. So it just shows you with all of the the message that we got from the member of the European Parliament. Even she didn't know exactly all of the ins and outs, and there we go. This is an example. Oh, it looks all purpley.
Oh, wow.
It's gone.
Anyway.
It's gone all green screen. And
Anyway,
that's really nice, isn't it?
Beautiful little Celtic pendants there.
Yes, and it's
And
all drilled
lights
through so that
inside.
the lights are go properly
and
into
then
the
the
bottom.
lights are in a little battery there.
Yeah.
But there's absolutely beautiful, and this is just one of many different kinds of bottles
Yes.
that he uses.
Some of
But
them
there we go,
hang
you
up
can
as
see
well
that.
with
It's
candles
better
in
now.
them.
Yeah, we've got ones that hang up. And Seamus, before we go, we need to order a bulk amount, please.
Yes.
Because we want to take all of them with us, because
Yes.
it's going to be outside life when we get there.
Yes.
Day
we'll
and
be,
night, so-
Yeah, so we'll be able to hang them from the trees and all
Yeah.
kinds of things. Yeah.
Yep, so we're going to want lots of them before we go, my love.
That's right.
So prepare yourself.
Yeah. I was just saying how it's such uncertainty about partly because of COVID, partly because of Brexit. Nobody really knows the complexity and
no.
the real answers except the people who are actually there in the consulate over in Spain. Really, they know the rules.
I've also heard, was it today or yesterday, somebody on a forum on Facebook saying that all of the lawyers in Spain and all of the sort of bureaucracy dudes in Spain were actually preparing for a no deal. And then obviously at the 11th hour on Christmas Eve, Boris pulls a deal out of the hat because his cabinet got a bit miffed and they wanted a deal in the end. Whereas Boris has said he'd never wanted a deal. So this is how it's all changed. So they were all expecting no deal. So they were kind of reading up on how to deal with that. And now they're having to deal with deal.
A whole new big book full of stuff.
So even though that won't affect them too much, it's still causing issues. And there's food shortages here and in Northern Ireland as well. So it's just causing mayhem all over the shop. So
now we are, was it third nation citizens? I think
are.
That's what they call it. That means non-EU and non-EEA, European Economic Area.
Yeah. So
we have to apply at the Spanish Embassy in Dublin. We have to go there in person. We have to make appointment, 2 separate appointments. Hopefully we can make them one after the other.
Back to back.
And that's got to be, we've got to get the visa accepted in the 3 months before we go, because you have to be on Spanish soil within that time scale,
otherwise
and gone to the police station to do all of the paperwork there, or you have to apply again. So there's going to be a kind of last minute organisational nightmare within that 3 months of confirming where we're going to live, although we'll have to have organised it before then so that we'll have an address that we put on the visa application.
Visas, which is what I was saying earlier.
So there's a bit of a catch-22 there. We've got to confirm the removal details without paying them. We can't pay the deposit on the place we're going to live. So we've got to just hope that somebody will pencil us in and trust us that as long as we get the visa within a certain length of time, then we're there.
Yeah.
And there's things about employment that's the same. I don't know what that's going to be. We have to apply for a self-employment visa.
Yeah.
It's easier to apply for a non-earning visa. There's a special name for it.
Yeah, but if we were retired and moving over there with a pension, then it would be a lot easier. But because we still want to work when we get out there, then
it's a different
thing altogether. And they just really, it's very, very difficult. So anyway, a lot of hoops to jump through. So there we are.
And there's also what we can do under the COVID rules this year. We don't know how long that's going to stretch for, whether we're going to be able to get out there to look for houses before we go, or whether we're just going to have to take a punt on a property that we see online.
Well, we've done that before.
We have.
You did that.
What, for Ireland?
Yeah.
Well, no, I came over here and looked at it.
Well, I know, but you didn't...
Checked it out.
Yeah, but that's only one of us. So, even if one of us can go...
Yeah.
Because it's looking very much like you'll get vaccinated first
out
of
the
two of us. And if they're asking for people who've been vaccinated to go over, then I'm going to be scuppered because my vaccination date is April next year.
Yeah.
2022.
So what do we do about that? Are they going to accept people to come over and then...
If they're not vaccinated.
And get them booked in for a vaccination. So.
Yeah. Or will I have to fly back to Ireland to get my vaccination?
So that would be really weird. Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, that's that bit. Oh. Seamus is sitting in town waiting for that rain to come down on the hail.
Yeah.
Thanks for the plug. So Skellig, Soul and Steel.
At skelligsoul@gmail.com.
Oh yeah. On Facebook it's called Skellig, Soul and Steel.
Yeah.
And it's Skellig, Soul.
At gmail.com.
It looks like a letter after the L. Is that meant to be the Skellig, Skull, J?
Anyway, it's written down. You can see it. We can't because we haven't got our specs on.
Yeah.
So there we are. Thanks,
Jolly
thanks, Seamus. Brilliant.
So we are going to show you some pictures that we've taken. You know, when you want to decorate a house, you do what's it called? A book with
you do a picture board.
A picture board, a kind of a style board, and all that kind of thing. And Ashley will like this, I'm sure. So will Lucy, the daughters. Oops, I've got to press these buttons. That one there. Here's the sort of stuff that we like.
Look at that. That is a
beams.
House. That is
we
a
like
house.
Beams.
That is a house that we looked at to buy, which is in Durcal, which is on the road from Motril up to Granada, about halfway up near Orchiva, which is where we went on holiday in 2016. And it was absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, the rest of that house, which has got a total of 6 bedrooms, 3 in the main house and 3 separate, so that we could actually have run it like an Airbnb. The other 3, the 3 bedrooms in the house are fine, but the 3 bedrooms in the annex are not fine. And even though the price was very low, it still would have required an extra 20-30 grand to get that up and running. So that was a bit of a shame about that one.
Yeah. And anyway, we're going for renting now, but
beautiful.
You can see a lot of the features that we like.
Beautiful with
the wood,
the cabinets into the wall there, so your cabinet isn't poking out into the room.
And that
love that
fire. Although we do prefer a log burner, don't we?
Well, either will do, quite frankly, for me.
Yeah.
This one has got a hideous paint job. But
I don't know.
I don't like the
lurid
mint
colours.
green. It's awful.
Do you not? Okay,
no.
We won't go for that. Then.
But I love the terracotta tiles, though. Love that.
Quite like the tablecloth.
Yeah, a bit gaudy again, but still,
you can see I like gaudy chairs. All right,
chairs are lovely.
Chairs. Yeah.
We do actually have similar tastes most of the time, but that green, I'm sorry, no, not going with the green.
We wouldn't normally paint the beams like some of them do.
Sacrilege.
No, proper beams. Mind you, it's a really small. I mean, a really low roof. That one.
So maybe
it's a good idea.
I think I'd probably paint them white rather than yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although you might want dark when you're in Spain because it keeps it cool.
Flipping hot.
And look at that.
Green. Yes.
Yeah.
That's just a bed, isn't it, rather than a room.
It is. It's just the kind of style that some of the houses were in. I'd seen. I quite like those colours.
Those windows are just
very common to have bars on your windows and mesh, and then wooden shutters that closes all of the light out.
Got the whole so you can just, and it's amazing if you've got a lock up and leave in Spain, you just close them up, and then you know that nobody's going to be able to get in.
Yeah.
And you know that it's going to be cool in there and not roasting. Mm-hmm. So just beautiful, lovely, and it's just gorgeous. Look at it; it's all woodwork.
And if you want draft without mosquitoes, then that's the way to go. Keep them open with the mesh.
Mind you, even in the summer, it's just not a good idea to have the windows open at all, because it's just you're letting in the hot air. You need to keep everything closed.
Absolutely. So that was done, and of course you have to have one of these outside.
Outside fire.
Yeah.
I'd rather have one with that you can cook on.
Oh yeah, that was.
That's just a fireplace.
It's got a grill above the fire there.
Has it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
That's
a bit
we'd put
dangerous,
one in anyway.
sticking your hand in the fire.
Yeah.
But
That's a bit high up, though, isn't it? The grill.
But anyway, it's just
we'd make it work.
To me symbolises the fact that we just want to be outside, and we wanted to be outside in the UK so much that we went camping all the time, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then we moved here when we were camping outside here and loved it. And there's so much to outside that we absolutely love. I don't like being cooped up inside all the time. No. And unfortunately, the winters here, or the winter months, can sometimes be 6 months long. 5 months you are guaranteed for it to be cooler and raining or hailing like it is now, and high winds. So it's at least once a week. So you can't do like days on end of being outside and being able to be outside.
I know there's one or two photographers around here who've got the flying.
The drones.
The drones, little camera drones, and you don't see many photographs from them because you can't use them really. They just go. They'll be gone.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
It'd end up in the sea.
I apologise to anyone who's lost a drone, but it's just you can't use them. Very rare can you use them.
Yeah. So, but we'll get one eventually.
And being able to be outside at night is just Look at that.
Oh, we're back
That's
inside.
us.
That's very us. Yeah.
That's us.
Those
there.
cushions, the thing on the wall.
Yeah.
Definitely, and that rag rug.
The light as well on the ceiling.
Oh, that light's lovely. Yes.
Yeah.
And the thing above the light above the wall hanging.
Yeah,
as
the
well.
wall sconce is beautiful.
Yeah, lovely, and the fire in the corner.
Yeah, and the telly in the fireplace, which is
we wouldn't do that. We'd probably put it in the other corner. Yeah. Or above the fireplace, and then we'd have something nice in the fireplace. Anyway.
Like a fire.
Like a fire, although we wouldn't need it because there's one in the corner.
Not,
And they're good. We like those fires where the flue is in the room.
Yeah.
Keep you a lot warmer.
Yeah.
You only need them for about a month, unless you're up in the mountains, of course.
Yeah, you'd need it a bit more often, and at night you'd need it. At the minute, it is. Today has been 19 degrees in Malaga today, and which is
it
like
rarely gets up to that in the summer.
which is like a hot summer day here, and everybody's stripped off and on the beach and in the sea.
Yeah.
And everyone's thrown a sickie, and nobody's here, nobody's working. So it's January, and it's 19 degrees in Malaga, and there's snow in the Sierra Nevadas. So it's skiing in the morning, beach in the afternoon.
Yeah, and they're not far away from each other. Just an hour and a half between the two. Yeah, there we go. So that's another one. What else kind of style do we go for? Yeah,
kitchen.
Look at these tiles.
Kitchen.
And this is the traditional, actually, Andalusian way of having a kitchen. You don't have
Spain,
cupboard doors.
I've seen these in
just little
Barcelona
curtains,
as well. So
curtains.
a lot of them.
You can wipe your hands on if you want, but no. Yeah. So that's lovely.
No cupboard doors, just little curtains.
I love those tiles. I like the mad tiles. You often
They're
get
great,
the
aren't
really
they?
mad ones in bathrooms as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'd want a proper wet room, bathroom. Just walk in, turn the tap on. That's it.
I want an outside shower because I'll just go outside.
Well, yes, both definitely. And we're definitely having a spice rack that's a lot bigger than the one that's on the wall.
Yeah, we need a massive one.
We've got a whole cupboard full,
My
and they're all
word.
lined up front to back in huge long lines.
Because we haven't got a spice rack, we haven't got room on a wall here, so it's.
We're going to have to have a plan on the door so we know where
yeah.
everything is. I'm sure we've got 10 of everything.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Cave.
This is a cave house, and that's the sort of features you get in a cave house with the lights and the indents in the walls where they've just been dug out.
The
fabulous.
cave houses are outstanding, and they are actually the cheapest thing that you can buy.
They are
when you're out there. So that's
because people like the light to come in, and they like the the air and everything. But what you get with a cave house is continuous temperature of 18 degrees.
18 all
so
year round.
In the summer, lovely. In the winter, lovely. So
no heat, no need for heat, no need for air conditioning.
Really nice sleeping temperature. Yeah, so it saves you a fortune on the bills.
Yeah.
Because air conditioning is the one, not heating.
And that's costs a fortune.
So let's have a look at this. Oh no, this is just a sitting outside.
But there is the outside cooking.
Yeah.
And that's the sort of thing there's a kitchen outside in nearly every house that we're looking at the moment, and that is just my idea of heaven.
And they're all out in the country.
Yeah.
We've not looked in. Well, we have looked in the towns just because actually the rental in the towns you get 500 or 600 a month, whereas a lot of these places we're looking at in the country, if they're 4-bedroom, especially they're
with a pool.
1,000 with a pool.
So yeah, but
it's
about what we're paying here anyway. So it's kind of
well, even a bit more.
Yay.
I know this is cave house. This was actually, if you saw the rest of the other pictures, there's actually another 3 units after that, and it's all part of the same
one place.
It's all part of the same rental, and it's you live in one part and you rent off all of the other ones. If we could have bought that, if we could afford to buy that, then we could easily afford to live there and not do anything else.
Would have been fine because we'd have lived in the 3-bedroom house and then just rented out all the others, and it would have been great. And the view from there, looking towards us, was mountains and over the valley. It was just stunning.
And that was the to the east of Granada.
Yeah.
Near Baja.
Yeah.
Baza. Yeah.
We're
Baza.
We need to go and look up there, I think.
We do, because it's not the area we're looking at particularly. We're looking west of Granada and down towards Malaga.
It's just because we haven't been there. That's the thing. Yeah. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know whether that area in between Malaga and Granada is the place.
It might not be the right place for us. It might not be financially the right place for us, whereas this might be right financially.
It might be, yeah.
But we'll see. And very much more Spanish. Not very touristy up there.
No, it's going to build touristy, I think, because it's cheaper.
Well, Batho's got national parks and things. People do go there, and walking and skiing, skiing, canoeing as well is another big thing up there. Walking holidays, definitely.
Yeah, they're just not as used to the tourists, and it probably would shut down more in the winter.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, so that's that one, and it's kind of a typical view from inside one of the porches. You get. We're going to have mountains. We're not going to be able to see any other properties, I hope.
Yeah.
Although we might be in a little hamlet with a few other properties dotted around. No. Yeah. Because it would be nice to have some neighbours, I think, that aren't too far away.
Maybe to start off with, I think.
Yeah, because I'd want to be part of the community.
Yeah.
And finally, for this group of pictures, this was one that I
Nope.
saw and went, wow, this looks fantastic. There was a house connected to it as well, which had 3 or 4 bedrooms. But it's this has been a restaurant and a cafe, and it's just, I looked at it and I thought, if this is the living room, that's just huge. And
Yeah, how do we heat that?
And it wasn't.
That's
It just
just
wasn't
mad.
clear from the first few photographs that this
Yeah.
used to be a restaurant
Yeah.
until we saw that there's a big car park out the front. But this is kind of north of Granada on the road to
Cordoba.
Cordoba.
Or Jaén. I don't remember which.
Oh
but
yeah, it's on
anyway.
the Jaén Road. Yeah.
But
So-
this is the sort of thing that you can buy. This is just one of the rooms in the restaurant. Then there's a bar with tables in there as well, the same size as this,
Mhm.
and a house, and it was on for 150,000.
Yeah.
So this is the sort of thing you can buy, and it's an up and running, already going restaurant. It's a going concern
Yeah.
with staff.
Just interesting, isn't it? Interesting what you can get.
But it's not something I want to do because I've been the manager of a bar many moons ago and swore I'd never do it again, and I just don't want to go down that road ever again because
Yeah.
it's nuts, and you're just never on. You can't go away on holiday, you can't fly back to your parents on a whim, you can't go and see your kids, you can't because you always have to be there, even if you've got a manager, you have to be there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No. So we won't do that
no,
too much. We're going there to relax.
yeah.
So that's back to us now. Hello. We're back in colour. I lost the green screen when I went there, and there's no green
Yeah.
screen behind us. I didn't set that one up.
Anyway, that's all right.
Lovely. I hope you like the logo. That's Ashley's logo.
Great.
Yes. Layers and Skatz. It also stands for, there's something else it stands for as well. There was something really appropriate.
Okay.
Don't know what it was. I'll tell you later. Tell you next week. So
Okay.
that's just about everything for today, I think. Are we going to rent or buy? I mentioned that before.
Well, we're renting to start off with.
We're renting to start off with, yeah, and buying eventually.
Yeah,
if there's a
and
rent to
it's-
buy that we can do, but
Maybe.
we're not going to know. When we moved to Ireland, we lived in a lovely house over in Ballinskelligs, and it proved to be better for work. That eventually, after 3 or 4 years, we moved here, and
We're
when
closer to
nearer
the
to
town
town,
here.
and you got more customers,
I do, yeah.
and it meant I was
Instantly.
on the main road. I could get a lot quicker to the places either side.
Mm.
And I started getting a lot more gigs in town then, and that was a lot easier for me because it was a 5-minute drive, and easy to unload and get back not too late, and then I could do things the following morning as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to finish with a song as usual. For those of you who've not been following, that last week we did a song from 1925, and I think we're going to stick to these 1925 or before songs.
Unless we write some more songs.
Unless we write some more songs, so that we can maybe, hopefully, one day do an album of these.
Do we need to tell everybody what we're doing, or are you going to do that after the song?
And what are we doing when?
Well, I've got a new video out this week, which is affirmations.
Oh, yes.
Got the affirmations video, so please take a look at that. Please like this live stream as well, because it's really important. It goes towards all of the analytics that make the cogs whir in YouTube. So please click the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you if you have.
Yes.
I've also done another video this week which is about hair loss, because I have actually lost quite a lot of the volume of my hair, but that's quite an interesting thing to watch if you haven't watched it already.
That's a really good video, actually. Yeah, very
Thomas just
knowledgeable.
came in for the music, so that's didn't want to hear about anything else. He's sitting there twiddling his thumbs, waiting for us to sing.
Lovely. And Thomas, what we will do as well is we will release the song separately as well. So if you want to listen back to it again, that will be on the channel tomorrow. I'll just edit together this song.
Torture you with our news first before.
Yeah. So make sure when we start and finish this that we leave a nice clear little gap so that I can edit it in. That's good.
Yeah.
I didn't say that last week, but that's okay.
Do make sure that you tune in. We're here every week on a Wednesday at 8 p.m. GMT. And if there's anything you want us to talk about, please let us know. Anything keto, anything yoga, anything aromatherapy, anything fasting, because we're still doing that.
Absolutely.
Just so that you know what we're doing. We're taking a more holistic view. And if you've got any questions about us moving to Spain, or if you want to buy our car.
Yeah, absolutely. Ask us about that.
Yeah.
It's very good. Toyota Prius 2013.
We love it, but we've got to get rid of it.
Yeah, unfortunately, because we can't drive it down to Spain because we'd have to scrap it at the end of the day.
Well,
So
let's
we're going to
scrap
get a
it.
cheaper car so that we can scrap at the end of the day.
She's a beauty.
Yeah. Drives like a dream. She's just sitting outside. It's sitting outside for the last year.
Yeah, not doing
Anyway.
anything.
So we're going to finish with this one today. As I say, this is part of a group of old songs that we're going to carry on doing over the coming weeks. And yes, so it's very appropriate to what we're doing, because the same as when we came to Ireland, we felt like we were coming home. And I think by the time we're about to head off to Spain, it'll feel like we're going home. So
Yeah.
here we go. Show me the way to go home. Join in if you know the words.
You do.
Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago, but it's gone straight to my head. Wherever I may roam, on land or sea or foam, you can always hear me singing a song. Show me the way to go home. All together now. Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago, and it's gone straight to my head. Wherever I may roam, on land or sea or foam, you can always hear me singing a song. Show me the way to go home. Show me the way to go home. Yeehaw! Yes. We didn't tell the story about the orangutan, did we?
Yeah,
Shall we save that for next week?
Save that for next week, maybe.
Yes, there is a story behind him, and he's been with us for many years. So, thank you very, very, very much for watching.
Yeah.
Peace and love to you all, and to our American friends. Hope has returned.
Today has been a good day. Yeah.
So
We bawled our eyes out watching it.
we did, yes, lovely. And the QAnon thing did not happen like they said it was going to.
Yeah. Good.
Which was quite obvious. It was never ever going to happen. But there you go. We won't talk about them anymore.
They don't deserve our airtime.
No.
Lovely
Thank
to
you very
see
much.
you. Thank you. Peace, love. Look after yourselves, and please subscribe, like, click on the bell. Ting. See
Ding.
you next week.
Bye for now.
Bye.